Manchester United win 3-0 away to Southampton. I've got Louise here with me talking Manchester United's game performance today. First of all, Louise, I've got to come to you and just come with the result. 3-0 away from home, under the pressure that we're under the pressure that Ten Hag's under. Couldn't really ask for much more, really, as a result for the day.
Well, in terms of results, no, we definitely couldn't have asked for much more. And, I've been quite critical of Ten Hag, and I've been quite critical when we lose, of the team. We don't normally get to talk to each other after a win. So, yeah, it's really, really nice to come away at the end of the day. We got the 3 points and 3 goals, which is very important. When you look at the goal difference we had at the end of last season, the goal difference that we were starting to accumulate or not accumulate, as the case was this season, I think to come out with a win and the goals that we got is very, very positive. And there's no taking away from the final result as such, which is good news all round. Happy faces for the weekend. It doesn't matter now. We just have to hope all the rest of them lose.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we just can look at the other results now, though, and enjoy our weekend, Louise. That's what's important, I think, for United fans. Like, just getting a positive result away from home, that's a rarity in Ten Hag, under Ten Hag alone. I think that makes it level pegging now. He's won as many games as he has lost games in the Premier League away from home. So, again, though, it comes down to a moment in a game, Louise, the way I looked at it. And Onana's save definitely changes the outlook of the game, and United spring into action from that moment. Now, how crucial was that save from Andre Onana? I put it down as the match winner today because it did completely change the game. Because first 30 minutes, Louise, that was the old United again, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Look, for me, I think I would completely agree with you. That was the moment. That was the turning point for the game. And I think if he hadn't saved that penalty, I think it would have went completely the other way. It could have been 2 or 3 goals the other direction. We didn't look like we had a plan. And as much as I am absolutely delighted with the final result and the final score, I don't think it really represented what has actually happened inside the match. I think in the match there was a lot of things that, we can still learn from. And as you said, there was a lot of repeat things that we've already seen. What I would probably say is I'm normally quite critical of Bruno Fernandes. I do normally have quite a lot to say about him. He's all over the pitch, he's out of position, I actually thought Bruno was one of the ones that had a good game today, because we did have some people, maybe unexpectedly, like Onana, that did have a good game and that really were changers for us. For me, Bruno was also one of those players. I thought, look, there was a few shots where he probably should have taken them. He should have went the first time and he didn't. He took a second touch and it caused problems. But overall, I felt his positional discipline today was far better. He wasn't there at left back. He wasn't up trying to be the striker. He wasn't over on the right wing. I thought for the most part, he actually played within his position. Because of that, then we got to see all the positive attributes of Bruno. We got to see his creativity. We got to see, the pass on, I think it was the first goal, his pass was absolutely excellent. We got to see the best of him because he wasn't running around like a headless chicken, I think is normally the term that we use. So I actually thought it was really nice to take that positive away. Nothing's perfect and there was a lot of negative things in the match, but I think Onana, really, really good. Bruno, I thought it's the best we've seen him in a long while. And I suppose that probably brings us nicely on to one of the other players that I am normally very critical of, and I have been consistently, but I thought Marcus Rashford today played well. I thought he had a decent... Now, I don't think he was spectacular. I thought he had a good game. I thought he played well. I thought he took on his man a few times. And I was actually really pleased for him. I thought he got his goal and I was really, really pleased to see that. And I thought it was very interesting to see how happy the other players were for him. Like Bruno, Dallo, there was a number of them when they were celebrating together. You could see we were really happy for him. And it actually just made me wonder, Marcus Rashford is such a star of our team, or he's one of these players that gets talked about so much because of his wage, because of who he is. He's, come through the youth. There's a lot of different reasons, but Marcus Rashford gets talked about an awful lot. And I wonder, when he's not performing, does it also affect the morale of the rest of the team? Because if they were so relieved and pleased that he has scored, has it been affecting them that he's not? Because it brings out that negativity, it brings out that conversation. And obviously Dalot's playing on the same side as him quite often now, whether it's his natural position or not. So does that then highlight the likes of a Dalot? If Rashford's not scoring, is because the player behind him isn't doing enough? So I actually think it might be good for the team as a whole. And it's definitely not the players that I thought I would be sitting praising at the end of this match. So I'm really happy about that. It's nice to see that side. And it's nice not to sit and, go in on the same players all the time. So, I was really pleased with a lot of things that did happen in the match, particularly like that Onana, Rashford and Bruno. which are not normally my favourite players.
Well summed up, Louise, really there. You look at that there, you bring out the big points, like when key players that haven't been playing well actually do play well. Onana, Bruno, Rashford, 3 key players in everything that went down with United today. It does make a massive difference. They're Ten Hag's go-tos. We know them 3 players are going to play every game, and when Ten Hag's key players work, they work. And today it paid off for Manchester United. It did. Before you go, Louise, we're going to need a man of the match from you. Who was it? It's actually... Well, it's nice to actually see smiles on faces of United fans thinking about who actually might have got a man of the match, because normally we're not even given one.
I'll be honest, for me, De Ligt was my man of the match. I thought he played excellently well. I thought he was very, very good at the back. He was very solid at the back. He was very strong going forward. It's nice to see, and I talk about it a lot when we speak, physicality with some of our players. It's really, really nice to see that. And, after a potentially poor international break, it's nice to see him building his confidence again with Manchester United. And I suppose it prevents that sort of scapegoatness that sort of happens. We bring in a new player, they maybe take a while to find their feet. And the media and social media can really, pile on, particularly because as a team, we're not playing well, so you need to blame somebody. I think it's a natural human thing, but I was really, really pleased for him today. He had an excellent game, solid all around, and I thought, he really brought up some of the team around him as well. You could see him communicating with the other players, so I was really, really pleased, and definitely my man of the match. I would like to make a special mention, though, for Mazraoui. I thought he did quite well today, and I actually saw him going for the overlap with Ahmad a number of times, which I thought was very, very good, particularly considering, that was something that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was criticised for, during his time here, that he wasn't very attacking and, he didn't go forward, he was very defensive. It's nice to see a player on that side of the pitch that will work and overlap with the other players there, with the wingers, and, it could be something that really starts to develop through the season, hopefully.
Yep, well said, Louise. Love that. Well, good to hear you actually happy and talking in a positive tone about a lot of United players. I'm sure many people will appreciate that. Please get your comments in below. Do you agree with Louise on the certain players that needed a game, that got a game, needed a performance, and got a performance? Like, share, and subscribe to Forever United TV, everybody. Please do get your comments in below. Let us know what you thought of today's game.